Let's bring in principal at the Fitz-Gerald Group, Keith Fitz-Gerald. Keith, it's great to see you. And you make a very interesting comment here. You say the next 24 to 72 hours are critical. What are these tough decisions that investors need to know about?
Well, it's an interesting question, right? Because most investors find out the hard way they've been speculating, despite the fact that they think they've been investing. And that's particularly true in event-driven markets. The Middle East is a classic example where things can change literally at the push of a button, unfortunately, and quite literally.
All right, so here's what you say. You say decide what to hold. That's the moment we're in right now. Decide what to jettison. Okay,
Yep.
And then you say determine where capital is best redirected. Pick up on that third point there.
I'd be happy to. So this is the thing. This is the moment where you want to lean in and play offense, even if you have to think defensively to do it. And what I mean by that is look for those themes and those structural changes that will exist long beyond the headlines, whatever event is driving the markets. There will be peace. There will be cooler minds that prevail. So things like AI and energy and chips are going to continue for decades. That's the stuff you want to make sure you own. And the stuff you want to jettison is the stuff that is just maybe not going to make it.
Okay. So look, a lot of people are pretty nervous right now, maybe not some, about the volatility.
A lot.
You know, geopolitical risks are going on right now. You've got the tariff questions. I was talking to Steve Moore about that. Now you've got concerns about the economy, is there a recession, et cetera. So how do you tell people to calm their nerves? Is it the old adage, diversify, scale back on risky investments? What is it?
Well, I actually have the opposite approach. It's concentrate and play to win. Because again, if you're focused on those themes and trends that are going to structurally change the world we live in, alter the course of humanity, that's the kind of stuff you want to go to. Stuff people ask me constantly about hot stocks. Wrong question. The question is really who's going to be there when I need it. That's how you focus. That's how you pick the winners. That's what Warren Buffett does. That's what people like Ron Barron do. That's what we like to do. You constantly lean in to where you know the puck is going to be, to paraphrase the great Wayne Gretzky.
What about taking a fund strategy, ETF strategy, picking up the S&P 500, et cetera? I mean, look, not everybody wants to just sit in a fund. They feel like they can do better performance if they go out and buy individual stocks. But you do give us some of these funds that you say are good plays right now. And I think this is interesting. They're all pro shares. One is short the S&P 500, one is short the Dow 30, one is short the Qs. So this tells me you're a little bit, you're looking for a little bit of bearishness out there in the market. But make money off of it.
We want to protect against the uncertainty, because you can focus on the stuff you can control, which is the buying, but you want to guard against the stuff you can't. That's how you do it with these specialized inverse funds. They're not long-term. People make a mistake all the time. They're very short-term, very focused, and very precise. So if you're worried about that kind of stuff, you feel something might go wrong this weekend, you can buy some today and let go of it Monday, or that kind of thing. But you don't hold it for months and months and months. That's the buying part.
The short calls, I think, are very, very interesting. All right, what about long term? I mean, we've talked a lot about AI during the show today. I know you like Palantir, you like NVIDIA, and then you've got one energy call. But pick up on Palantir really quick. I know Charles has talked a lot about this stock as well in the program.
Well, it's interesting because I was one of the very first people to mention that on air at about $7 a share on Charles's show, ironically enough. So this is a company that I think is going to $200 a share. They are still the only ones in the world doing what they do. And they help make software that works and upon which you can get actionable information from chaotic, messy data, not the historical stuff that fits nicely in columns and rows.
All right, and you had NVIDIA. I want to get onto that one because reportedly they're in talks with Foxconn to use humanoid robots to produce AI servers in Houston, Texas. What do you make of this Reuters headline before you go?
Well, I saw that. I haven't had a chance to dive into it, but it would not surprise me because this is the kind of thing that is unimaginable if you're limiting your thinking, but entirely understandable if you know where the world's going and those same structural themes that we were just talking about come to fruition. I'm not surprised. I hope it happens. I think it's going to be a wonderful development.
All right. And these are names that you and your family are holding.
That is correct. We own them. My family owns them. Our firm recommends them, but doesn't own them. And we have no shorting whatsoever on those names.
All right. Interesting. Well, Keith Fitz-Gerald, it's always great to speak to you. And certainly these are very interesting times for the markets as we kind of move through what's happening around the world. Keith Fitz-Gerald, thank you so much.
Thank you.